kickoff to the end zone was returned to the 17. It's a first down at almost exactly the 27-yard line. First and 10. I'm Mike Carlson with Reggie Brooks to Chese Impera. Let's play some football. 3-0 to Drake University at the half here at the Global Kilimanjaro Bowl. And again, rushing from the Mexicans, and Race is stopped after a gain of just 2 yards.
And they've been doing a good job of really attacking off tackle and between the tackles with those two small running backs in Reyes and Gonzalez, doing a good job of pounding up in there. Offensive line has done a great job thus far of getting movement. It's just they just haven't been able to capitalize with issues with penalties and turnovers.
3-0 the score. Second down and 7 yards to go. Ortiz, the quarterback for the Mexicans, scrambles with the ball and because close to a first down. He looks like he picked up about 7 yards.
It was a different quarterback.
Check that, because it's a different quarterback that they've brought in, and it's Dwayne Juarez is the new quarterback, and Juarez puts his head down, picks up about 5. It's going to make it a third down and 3 yards to go for a first down for the CONADEIP All-Stars. Great halftime show with all of those kids who were at the clinics the past 2 days with these two teams. And there's a huge hole there for Race, and Race has running room, a first down, and a lot more as he just broke through into empty space. And once he puts his shoulder down, he's a tough guy to bring down.
Great balance, great cuts, explosive through the hole, did a great job. You got hats off to the offensive line, doing a great job of getting push up front and creating those running lanes for these smaller running backs, and they're doing a great job of exploding up through the hole and getting good yards and getting yards after contact as well.
Nick Chenier, the safety, was the man who made the tackle. He's the last line of defense, and now coming in is Wong. Sorry, no, that's Gonzalez. Roberto Gonzalez is the ball carrier as they continue to rotate backs through the backfield to give them all a rest. Ken Wong has now come in as the running back. But obviously they've talked it over at halftime and decided that their best strategy is to simply pound the ball away at the Drake team. And
I think Garcia is kind of more their running quarterback as opposed to Ortiz. You have Wong here, good job running, but we have a flag on the play. You know, this is something that you hate to see, but it's pretty common when you have such a short time to prepare. A lot of penalties, false start as we have here. And, just continuity, that disrupts. You go from maybe being 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4 to now 2nd and probably 11.
Drake's declined the penalty, so they're going to just take the ball for second down and 10. Second down and 8. 3rd and 8, sorry. It's 3rd down and a short 8. Normally a passing down. Race is in it, tailback again, and they give him the ball again. He heads up the middle, and again he's going to be close to a first down, but it looks like just about a yard short.
Very strong run there, and it looks like you're exactly right. They're going to say, hey, we're going to stick with what we've had success with, and that's running the football, and they'll go from 2nd to about 8 to 3rd and 8 to about 4th and 2. Good job there. You can't fault them. I mean, this is something that, like I said, that's working for them. And when you can develop some continuity on the ground, it definitely helps. And hopefully it'll kind of open things up for the passing game as they move down the field.
It's well beyond their kicker's range. They're going to keep the ball on the ground. And Race is going to be stopped just short of the first down. And that means Drake is, well, they're looking again. There was a squirt forward at the end, but Drake has stopped them, and they'll turn the ball over on downs. Drake will take possession from CONADEIP, and we've had an update on those injuries in the first half. Pietkowski, the starting quarterback for Drake, will not return. He hurt his back in the end, while Castro, the second quarterback, has a stinger after that hit, a slight neck injury. He's questionable, but my guess is that they won't want to risk him. But the good news also for Drake is that Trey Morris, who didn't play a whole lot in the second quarter, is back in at tailback for them as the primary runner.
And it's going to be interesting to see what strategy they take now with the freshman quarterback ends. They would want to protect him, you would think, and maybe start off with some, runs and then short passes to hopefully get him some confidence being out there said for the first time. I mean, this is a tough spot to put a young guy in. And this is what happens
like
when you have a young guy.
And
a little confusion.
They look
with the play
confused.
call.
I'm not sure what was going on because the tight end, Tyler Marshall, was lined up in the backfield as well, and it looked as if they wanted him in another spot.
And that's one of the things that happens. You know, you're down to your third quarterback, doesn't get a lot of opportunity to get on the field. Little confusion in where to get lined up and where people are supposed to be. And that in this offense, that is the quarterback's responsibility to get guys lined up.
So the penalty is for a delay of the game. That's 5 yards. It becomes first down and 15 yards to get another first down. And the expectation for Drake will be to throw the ball. But they don't. I can guess wrong all the time. Trey Morris carries the ball but doesn't get very far. Again, doing what they did the start of the game, headed for the outside, Reggie, and they haven't had much luck there.
And I don't think they will. I mean, just looking at this CONADEIP team, they're going to keep everything in front and then try to force everything inside from the run. They're going to keep leverage outside and say, you know, they're going to have to run the ball up the middle if they're going to have any success.
And there's going to be an offside penalty, I would expect, against CONADEIP, although I'm wrong every other time, I guess. So.
I think you're right on this one. I mean, the CONADEIP defensive lineman jump was a little aggressive. And the discipline aspect is really hurting Team CONADEIP. They have to really, you know, zero in and lock in defensively. Defense has played well. They've just hurt themselves with penalties. And once again,
movement up front. It looks like they looked like they were trying to blitz on that one, and someone was jumping the gun.
And they pulled him out. You know, Jose Juarez comes out of the game. He's jumped off sides twice. I mean, that's like I said. That's just not a smart penalty to make. You're right over the ball. As a defensive lineman, it's that close to the football. Watch the football. You don't move on movement. You move on the snap of the football.
So a good defensive play, which left Drake facing second down and 15 yards, is now with the 2 penalties become second down and 5. And again, CONADEIP is shooting themselves in the foot. Bad snap, and Drake, is he going to get to it? The ball's still loose. It's still loose and coming out, and it looks like CONADEIP have recovered deep in Drake territory. That one was like a greased pig, just moving out of the arms of each player who fell on it.
And he lost it in the Drake offensive lineman number 65. Andrew Keller gets the football. I was like you. It looked like the Team CONADEIP had recovered the football. But no, I mean, but they're put them in a tough situation on third down.
And now they're back to third down and 18. So the effect of those 2 penalties has been more than nullified. And Drake is facing third down and very long for the freshman quarterback, Nick Enns, his first experience with the Drake varsity team.
And you're looking at the defenders, they're already backing up. You know, they're going to play deep and say, hey, you're going to have to beat us with the short pass. And not a very good throw right there behind the tight end, Marshall tight end. You know, it was a tough situation. You're in third and long, you know, and defense knows it. They're going to sit back and, you know, put the pressure on the offense. And when you have a freshman quarterback, more times than not, you'll be calling your kicker out to punt the ball, hopefully.
So that brings up a fourth down and very long yardage, about 16, and that's another punting situation for Drake. Jansen, who's done a good job kicking, both place kicks and punts in this game, will punt the ball away. It's a short kick. Takes a high bounce, and Barrera tries to take it on the run and does. He gets about 8 or 9 yards on the return before he steps out of bounds.
That's a good job by Barrera there. I mean, like I said, you know, a lot of times you let that roll and, you know, you lose some yards. Good job catching on the bounce and trying to get some positive yardage out of it. And again, you have Team CONADEIP in a good situation, good field position, but can they take advantage of it?
Well, Juarez is coming back in to play quarterback. They certainly started out the second half moving the ball better with him. Race is the tailback. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side of the field. Now they're moving one from the left to the right. That's Escobedo. So they've got 3 receivers to the quarterback's right. Ortiz moves Race over to the left. Now he's happy. And Race takes the fake. Ortiz takes the ball, and he's going to be just shy of a first down. Picks up about 9, almost 10.
Second down and 2.
Juarez, I'm sorry, yes.
Good job there by Juarez. And I really think he's more of that run quarterback that puts a lot of pressure on that defensive end. If he sees that defensive end crash down on Reyes or the running back, he's going to pull it and run. He seems to be a little more explosive.
And that was Gonzalez on the run. It looked like he picked up the first down, but there is a flag down in the backfield.
It also looked like he tripped up on just on the grass and got a holding penalty.
And that's a tough break because that will turn it into a second down and long.
Moving the football, having success, penalties, it kills drives. It really takes you out of your rhythm. And this is something that has just really plagued this team CONADEIP all game long. And, you have to wonder, can they pull it together and give themselves a chance? I mean, they've had opportunities to have success. They've moved the football offensively, had some success on the ground. Just one penalty here and there that's killed drives left and right.
So instead of a first down, they now have second down, 11 yards to go to get that first down back. Juarez is going to throw. Takes a deep drop, then comes forward and gets back to the line of scrimmage and picks up about a yard, which is going to bring up a third down and 10. And to be honest, I think he was looking to run all the way there.
Yes, that was like basically a quarterback draw. I'm not really sensing that he's going to throw the football. He doesn't look like he's as soon as he sees any sort of running lane, he's taking off and going. Good job by Zach Lozer right there, coming back, retracing his steps, finding the quarterback and making the play.
Now, it's an empty backfield for CONADEIP. That means Juarez is by himself. And again, Drake bring the pressure, bringing a lot of rushers on, and they have dumped him for a loss. The sack by Colby Knuth, another freshman, backup linebacker.
And good job there. And every time Team CONADEIP has gone to that, empty backfield, Drake says, hey, we're going to bring at least 6 guys and force you to make the play, throwing the football, and you're going to have to make it quickly. So good job there by Knuth to get the ball off and give them, put them in a situation where, hey, we can get a return here, 4th down and long. Now you got it.
And there's another penalty flag thrown for illegal procedure. This was a false start on the line. The CONADEIP players just all looking around each other as they were just setting up for the play. I'm not sure what that was all about.
This is just like players and the players in different teams, the officiating crew, they have to get used to each other. And Bill Lamons is responsible for pulling that together. So he's done a marvelous job thus far. And right here,
it was a very high snap, and the kick just got away, but it takes a bounce in Drake's direction. It's hit back by a CONADEIP player, and at the point where he hit it is the point where Drake will take over around midfield. Great field position for them.
The punt team has been an adventure every time they've come up there to punt the ball. I mean, right there, high snap, great job of catching the ball and actually getting the punt off. This is something that, I really thought for a minute, I think, hey, you got it. When are you going to take the risk to go for that block and put yourself in a positive situation? They did in the first half. It cost them. But I think you still have to go back after it because of all the trouble they're having getting the ball off.
Drake defense getting congratulated by their coordinator.
And let's see if the freshman can make a play here and give them a chance. They have to be able to move the football, and this freshman has got to be able to get some done. Not a little draw play there. Nice run by Trey. Trey Morris.
He's got great patience, just letting his blockers get in front of him, not worrying about moving forward all the time, and then generating up. And who does his build remind you of, Reggie?
A little bit of, like I said, like myself, I would have to say.
What's
but
he listed? He's
know,
5'7", almost 200 pounds.
that was about the size I was in college, and just watching him at practice, very quick. Nice job there of being patient with your young quarterback and not taking off because he had a little trouble bobbling the snap.
CONADEIP moving extra players up to the line of scrimmage. And again, Morris takes off. This time he's met at the line. And again, the CONADEIP linemen just seeming to overpower. When it's a question of having the time to get outside, they're really just overpowering the Drake offensive line.
And that's the area where I just confuses me why they're continuing to try to run the ball outside when Team CONADEIP is basically, you're not going to run the ball outside. You're going to run between the tackles if you're going to have success. And it's just not something that, they're going to give up.
Third down and about 4 yards to go for a first down. And it's another bad snap that N's going to have trouble with. He's finally just going to fall down on it. It's going to bring up a fourth down and about 14 yards to go. And I would expect to see the punting team come out, and that's exactly what's happening as Jansen is coming out. I'm looking down toward that end zone he'll be punting to, and the cloud cover is just about all moved, and it's just sitting now on top of Mount Meru.
A beautiful
great
mountain.
setting for a stadium.
Gorgeous. And right there, you look at the young quarterback. He's just can't get in the rhythm. And again, that you can't blame that on the quarterback. Bad snap. And it's just everything's falling apart offensively for Drake.
Jansen takes the high snap and hits a low line drive punt that Barrera takes. And he's going to get out of bounds after about a 5-yard return. And he's going to be hit late as well. I think that was Scott Whitaker who came in. But there's no flag on that one, so CONADEIP will take over at about the 14-yard line with a first down and 10 to go.
It's going to be, they've had some success running the football. Can they keep it up, and can they capitalize? It just hasn't shown the consistency offensively, Team CONADEIP, to move the ball for an extended drive, and the field position hasn't really helped here lately. You have Wong here. Good. Here we go again. They're running the ball off tackle.
Run it.
And it's working. You gotta. They're going with what works. Hats off to them.
Sooner or later, they're going to break one.
Yeah, and you gotta wonder. At this point, if you're Drake, do you stack the line and say, hey, we're going to stop the run and force you to pass?
Second down and 5 yards to go. Gonzalez is in at tailback now. They run the option and pitches it to Gonzalez. That's not going to pick up very much, if anything. Juarez running to the outside. If a tackler comes to him, he then takes the option of pitching it to the outside trailing man.
Nick Underwood did a great job fighting off a block and coming over and making a play on the pitch man.
And that's going to make it third down and about 4 now for CONADEIP. The long running down. They're short passing down. And Race is now back in at tailback. They've got a blocking back lined up just outside the offensive tackle, and Race takes it right up the middle, and Race is going to get the first down. And that's been the gravy train for them, right up the center.
And this guy has done a great job of falling forward. As a running back, that's what you look for as a coach, a guy that's going to keep his feet moving, play with good pad level, fall forward instead of getting knocked backwards. And great job there. You got to think that, Drake knew they were going to do some sort of run. If they passed yet, whether single back, in this second half, they've yet to pass, and they've had success running the football.
High snap, and Wong takes it, and Wong's nearly through, and he keeps going. He's picked up about 8 yards on the ground, and right now it's just going to be pounded out for CONADEIP.
And you look at this CONADEIP offensive line, these are some big boys, and once they get those legs moving, get good pad level, get some push, it's going to be tough on this Drake defensive line to hold up because once the offensive line gets that kind of confidence, they get a little nasty and a little more aggressive.
And, of course, the other thing that happens is Gonzalez picks up a couple of yards is that the defense starts to get tired. And the offense has the advantage. You would think both teams get equally tired, but the offense has the advantage of knowing where they're going to go. And the defense is always reacting, which puts more pressure on them.
And usually, I said, from an offense standpoint, as an offensive lineman, you're putting your weight on that defensive lineman, so they're trying to carry their weight plus yours. So that second energy comes when you see yourself having success running the football.
And now Juarez does look to throw, and he's got a receiver wide open, and there it is. It's complete, and it's inside the 10-yard line, all the way downfield, complete to Ivan Pina Morales. And they waited and they waited for Drake to bring everybody up, and then they sent one guy deep with speed, and he got there, and Juarez delivered the ball.
And that's what the running game does for you. It opens things up. When you're able to push the front part of the line of scrimmage, it puts the defense on their heels. They have to make a decision. Are we going to stop the run? Are we going to stop the pass? It's hard to defend both, especially when a team is having success running the ball. Now, we're in the red zone. Can they keep this drive alive?
It's Wong on the ground looking for some space. Now, trying to bust it outside. He's going to pick up about a yard. Never could turn the corner. The other interesting thing about this offensive line for CONADEIP is that apart from the right tackle, Armando Garcia, the other four guys all play together at Monterey Tech. And offense is about precision, about timing, and about experience.
Especially at the offensive line. When you have 4 or 5 guys that have played together, they know the nuances of one another and what guys are going to do on certain plays, so there's a comfort level with one another, and there's a trust factor, which is very important. Juarez
fake to the right, goes to the left. That's a nice tackle to bring him down because he had some running room there.
Good job there of, like I said, breaking in and getting the runner down. Juarez, very shifty quarterback, good feet. Now they bring in Reyes, who is one of the leaders. 9 times out of 10, I would beg to differ. Number 22 is going to get the football. So, I mean, that's the guy that is, like you said, he's been the workhorse for them throughout this game.
And that is the end of the third quarter. The score is still Drake 3, CONADEIP nothing. But what a difference. It's the Mexican players all of a sudden are running down to the other end of the field. They want to get their shot at the end zone. The Drake players, meanwhile, look very tired as they gather at their end of the field and to come down and get that defense back into gear. It'll be 2nd down and goal from about the 9-yard line when they come back on the field. But right now the momentum has shifted. And Drake, who had their chances in the first half, are now, it just seems, being physically beaten by a bigger, stronger team.
And as a Drake team, as a Drake coach, you have to be kicking yourself. Coach Creighton has to be upset with the 3 or 4 opportunities down in the red zone and to come away with only 3 points. That tends to wear on you mentally as well. You don't take advantage of the opportunities. Now you have a fresh CONADEIP offense. And look, as you said, look at the Drake team walking down the field. You don't see that bounce and that step for that defense. So it's going to be interesting to see how they respond with their backs against the wall.
And this crowd is waiting very patiently to see a touchdown. I think there's been some anticipation of a little bit more offensive action in this game. And, I mean, we've explained some of the reasons why these teams aren't functioning at their best offensive capabilities right now at this point of their season. But it looks for CONADEIP that if they can keep their composure, they could get in for a score here. And that would make it a whole different ballgame.
Now, this comes down to who wants it more. The defense is going to execute, get some penetration in the backfield, and really put the pressure on the offense. As Team CONADEIP, keep that momentum going. This is 3rd down. You got to wonder, are they going to go 2 downs?
And the players on the Drake bench, they're looking directly at the kids who were at the clinics the last 2 days and trying to get them to make noise. Noise for the defense, because noise confuses the offense.
Exactly.
Grace is in at tailback.
And I would have to think he's going to be the man getting the football.
And it is straightforward handoff right up the middle, and he knocks over a tackler. He's going to be just short of the end zone.
Oh, we have a signal.
Nope, there it is. They finally signal. They finally signal. The field judge gave the signal in the end, and it's a touchdown for Team CONADEIP. And race, there was no question who was going to get it, where he was going to go, right up the middle.
And that offensive line did a great job of getting pushed up front. And the thing about with that, if you're not getting, as a running back, the worst thing that can happen is to get hit in the backfield. When you're allowed to get your momentum and your leg drive going forward, it makes such a big difference on that zone read play. And Reyes got downhill and plowed right through.
Gomez gets the extra point kick up, and it's good right through the middle. That's the most successful special teams play they've had all game, but that's going to make the score CONADEIP 7 and Drake 3 as we get the first touchdown of the game on the first play of the fourth quarter.
And maybe this is time that things are going to get going for CONADEIP. You got to wonder, how Drake was going to respond. Coach has to know, hey, I got a young quarterback. I need to protect him. We have to protect one another. We got to find a way to move the football and get some points on the board. And really, the best opportunity right now for Drake is to get it done here on the special teams with a good kickoff return. They need to do a good job making their blocks, executing on the kickoff return, getting good field position, and hopefully helping the quarterback and also the offensive coordinator to be able to call some plays, because depending on where you are on the field, has an impact on the plays you call as a coach.
So Derek Temple, a freshman defensive back, is back to take the kickoff along with Mike Lahart, who's been returning kickoffs and punts. And as for the kickoffs, it's the punter for CONADEIP, Ruvalcaba, who has been handling the place kicking on the kickoffs as well, just not the field goals and the extra points.
You can see the extra bounce on the sideline for Team CONADEIP. This defense is probably really raring to go and get after it, because they know, hey, they have a young quarterback. We got to get after it. So let's see